Good Friday morning to you. Roger Hill at Wuthering Heights. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Broad trough of lower pressure. This is the 500 thicknesses, hectopascals, and big trough out here producing the heavy snows that have been back over the interior sections of the southwest desert region, Arizona in particular, setting new records at Flagstaff. This flow in this broad trough here is high amplitude. We have a flat ridge of higher pressure located over the southeast United States. This is bringing an influx of warmer weather to the northeast, with cold weather diving in from the Pacific, more so interior sections of western Canada, and then right into the western trough. This trough is going to be ejecting, and it's going to be a problem for our neck of the woods with high winds potential. This is how the storm system begins to shape up. It ejects jet stream energy from that trough through the central plains. A panhandle hook low develops, then pushes to the north and east. This system is going to be pushing into Vermont as some snow. That'll change over and mix with sleet, and then possibly some rain and freezing rain getting into western Vermont, freezing rain across eastern areas. The main area of low pressure now, you can see with the front side of the storm, is at 970 hectopascals across north of the Great Lakes, north of Sault Ste. Marie. And the pressure gradient is tight, but it's not the big part of the storm. What's the big part of the storm is as it moves off into Quebec, it's a very deep system at 977, 981, but it springs this lobe, vorticity lobe, with a very tight pressure gradient. That means a west to northwest wind. You can kind of see the setup here with the trailing lake effect plumes coming off the Great Lakes, kind of indicating the direction of the wind here. And once this moves on through, this is going to be problematic for us because we're looking at some very strong wind gusts, primarily southern Vermont affected, lesser so northern Vermont on this back end as that storm system departs, as the winds kind of barrel down the Mohawk Valley and slam into the Berkshires as well as the southern Green Mountains. So as these winds pick up, this is how it plays out. This would be valid about 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. And you can see those stronger winds starting to work into the region very quickly now. So these are southeasterly gradient winds along the western slopes of the spine of the Green Mountains, affecting mainly Bennington County, but right up north throughout the state. Also some channeling winds being indicated here across the Champlain Valley, generally in the ranges of about 35 to 50 miles per hour for both of these. Now, as time goes on, a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a lingering effect there with the southern Green Mountains, and the winds begin to shift from southwest to westerly. But what ends up happening here is these winds begin to pick up as you notice what's going on in the Great Lakes. That moves into especially the southern and central parts of the Green Mountains, and it carries down the eastern slopes of the Green Mountains with those very strong west and northwest winds barreling through the Mohawk Valley. You can see some of these gusts are indicated to be up around hurricane force, and it's fairly strong, being indicated on a consistent basis by the European model here for several model runs. And watching this carefully, it does look like this lingers a little bit, and that's 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. So the winds do finally fall off just very slowly and very gradually. Concentrating on precipitation type, we have two very fine days, the rest of today, Friday, as well as all of Saturday into Saturday evening. Precipitation begins to work in toward Bennington County not until about 1 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. This would be valid 6 hours later at 7 a.m. You can see that snow is falling, fairly light amounts. It's already showing up as a mix west of the spine of the Green Mountains. Then we see a mixture of precipitation types. This particular model run is a little bit warmer, so there's a little bit more rain mixed in, a little bit more freezing rain, and less wet snow and less sleet. I have a feeling that that will return. It'll become a little bit colder. You can see over toward the Adirondacks, it's snowing. This is valid at about 7 p.m. on Monday. And then we have this lobe with a lot of moisture and slightly heavier snowfalls working through during the overnight period, Sunday night into Monday morning. Monday itself continues with some strong gusty winds, of course, the maximum winds occurring along the southern Green Mountains, but also accompanied by snow showers, probably some snow squalls as well, with lake effect moisture working in, and then finally things exit out of the region. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.